Hey friend, welcome back to Growing Roots with Angela. Today we have a couple questions and comments that I haven't replied to. As you can see, I'm like a million comments behind and I'm so sorry. It's been a crazy year for everybody, and we just got back from a week and a half's vacation. My brother got married last week, and so Dan officiated the wedding and I was a bridesmaid in it, and we had all the kids and all the cousins put together, and it was an awesome week. But traveling for a week and a half and being like 55 weeks pregnant, not quite, but I've got about 5 or 6 weeks left. So life is just busy, but I am going to try to crack down this weekend and respond to all of your comments. But there's a couple really good questions here that I thought we could talk out, because sometimes it's so much easier to just chat it out. So let's get up here to the top. All right, so Avery Chad has a question. It's a comment, but it's a question. It says, this is a bit hard to describe, but my Peperomia frost is growing a little funky, maybe? Its original stems are nice and long, and there's tons of new growth from the middle. The middle has stayed really, really short though, so it looks uneven. Tall all around the outside and short on the inside. Is this normal? I've had it for 2 months or so, and the middle just doesn't seem to be gaining any height. Thank you. Love your videos. Thanks, Avery. Okay, yeah, so Avery, I get it. I know exactly what you're asking. You have a Peperomia frost, and you have the old growth when you originally bought the plant is nice and tall, and then you have a bunch of growth kind of in the middle of the plant, or like at the base of the plant, and then there seems to be like an open canopy, right? Some space in between there, probably about 1 inch or so, and I know this because I've seen it. I don't currently have, I went and looked through all of my plants. Even my peperomioid has had this happen before, and basically all that it is a period of stress in the plant where there wasn't any growth happening. So you had the growth already that existed when you bought the plant, and then you brought it home and it transitioned in environments, different temperature, probably humidity, watering schedule. It adjusted to your new environment, and then it started pushing out all this new growth. So that's fantastic. This is good news. Even if it looks a little ugly or not ideal right now, your plant is still healthy and everything's going to be just fine. There's a couple options to maybe make it look a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. You could always cut those taller stems off at the base and propagate them. I've got a couple videos about propagating your I blanked on the name, Peperomias. And I'm sure those are actually the videos that you were watching. Yes, the complete care guide. I'll link it again for anyone else who's watching this. But yes, you can cut those at the stem or at the base of the stem and water propagate, or even propagate right in soil. Or you just leave it, because those are really good growth like receptors for the plant, right? They're mature, stable leaves, and they're going to help with the photosynthesis of the plant. So just give it, and then I would say if you leave them, just give it more time. Either way, you can't go wrong. You're doing a great job with this plant, so keep it up, and let me know if you have any further questions. Okay, Avery? Awesome. Let's see the next question here. Okay, this is some really great commentary from Megan Swanston. And I just had to laugh when I read this. She says, oh boy, I'm a plant killer. And you know what, girl? Me too. If you watch my videos, you know plants die all the time. It's okay. Never committed to having plants because I even managed to kill a few cacti. You know what? Me too. Cacti and succulents, it's taken me a long time to get there. But I just got married, and our union ceremony was potting a money tree. First of all, congratulations, that's so exciting. I also saved 2 Echeveria succulents from my bouquet, propagated them, and potted them. Awesome. So I'm hoping I can keep all 3 of these alive. You can. Problem is, they all like light and warmer temperatures. I live in frozen North Dakota. I get the tundra. My family's from Devil's Lake, honey, so I get it. And I'm from Minnesota. And we have very little natural light. I'm really hoping they survive through the winter. So far, 1 fallen leaf, but I think that's because my cat snuck into the entryway where they keep the money tree and chewed some of the leaves. That is so funny to me because, as you know, my money tree has, if you've been following some of the house tours, has been chewed on by a few puppies that we've puppy sat over the year. So leaves are bound to fall, and probably this winter you'll probably lose some more too, and that's okay. The money tree for me has been an adjustment, finding the right watering schedule and light schedule, but you should check out, I'll link up above here, my tips for getting some grow lights in the house. They're really cheap. They're regular light bulbs. You just have to have the right, I can't think of the words right now. It's because I'm super pregnant, so give me give me some slack here. But the right, like Kelvin, you need to have the right, like the brightness and the tone have to be a certain numbers. So I'll link that video so you can watch that. Super cheap, like $10 for the light bulbs, and they fit in any light, and it's an awesome way to get additional light for certain plants throughout the winter, or even in environments like North Dakota, where you have a really short outdoor growing season, but you can bring your money tree and your succulents outside during the summer. And so think of that in come spring next summer, when everything, the days and the nights are above 50 degrees, you can start transitioning that plant outside and it'll be very happy. But the grow lights are going to be fine. The indoor temperature, if you keep your house above 65 in the winter, the temperature is going to be fine. Your money tree will survive. And so will your succulents. They might not put out a ton of growth, but that's okay too. We all have our seasons, right? So comment below if you have any other questions. Congratulations on your ceremony, your wedding and the union ceremony. Doing the potted plant was like a great idea. My brother did the candles last week. And of course they got blown out and it was tragic, but we all laughed and, you know, part of it. So I think a plant is a really great idea for you. There was something else I was going to say, but now I can't remember what it is. But I do want to mention, I put these out as a reminder. If you've watched any of my summer outdoor gardening videos, all of the seeds for the hardy hibiscus that we planted out in the Rose Memorial Garden for the babies, all of the seeds have been harvested now, and I still have some available for shipping. So I'm sending out a dozen seeds to the continental US for $10 a piece. So if you need the link to that, you can find me on Instagram or Growing Roots on Facebook. And I have an order form that you can fill out, and I'll probably link the order form here in this video too for you, because they put out the biggest, beautiful dinner plate pink, like, I don't know, like 4 to 8 inch, depending on the size of them, but hibiscus flowers, light pink. They're super hardy. It grew like, golly, I want to say it was like a 6 foot plant, and from nothing in 1 year of growth. So they're really beautiful plants, and like I said, I live in southern Missouri. If you live in northern climates, they might not persist through a really hard winter, but you can get a ton of seeds and grow them every year. They have full light requirement. So where I have it right now, it gets about half a day's light, and we had blooms all summer. But you might want to go ahead, and if you live in a southern climate, more southern than southern Missouri, about halfway through the United States, if you live anything below that line, you might want to get some afternoon shade if it's a really hot area. And if you live north of me, you can probably manage to go with a more full day sun and be just fine with it. But it's a pretty hardy plant. So, I mean, the stalk itself is like this big at this point, and it's still kicking out there. So we're gonna have to move it because it grew way bigger than we anticipated. Funny story, but for another day. So anyways, thank you so much for tuning into this. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm gonna make another video here soon, just where we can have a running list of questions, so that if you need content, or if you need a new video made for something, I can do that for you. I'm going to be home with a baby for a couple months this winter, and hopefully I'll have more time to help you all with your gardening and indoor house plant needs. So let me know if you need anything in the meantime, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.